The world of Harry Potter may focus on the chosen one, but the story is filled with other characters whose lives have been equally, if not more, heartbreaking. Here are 10 characters whose stories reveal the true depth of suffering in the wizarding world. Hey guys, welcome to another video of Certified Potterheads. 10. Severus Snape. Severus Snape's life is a poignant narrative of trauma, regret, and sacrifice. Born into an abusive household, Snape's early years were marked by his father's violence and his mother's helplessness. Seeking solace, young Severus found an escape in the magical world, where he formed a deep and meaningful friendship with Lily Evans. This bond became his anchor, a rare source of joy and comfort in his troubled life. However, Snape's fascination with the dark arts and his association with future Death Eaters strained his relationship with Lily. Despite his genuine affection for her, his choices led to their estrangement. The ultimate blow came when Lily married James Potter, a man Snape despised. When Voldemort targeted the Potters, Snape's desperate plea to save Lily went unheard, and her death shattered him. Crushed by the realization that his actions contributed to her demise, Snape vowed to protect her son, Harry, as a way to atone for his sins. Living a double life, Snape became a spy for Dumbledore, risking everything to gather intelligence on Voldemort. His role required immense courage and self-sacrifice, as he constantly walked a tightrope between two worlds. Despite his harsh exterior and the misunderstandings surrounding his actions, Snape's loyalty to Dumbledore and his commitment to protecting Harry never wavered. Snape's life was one of unrecognized heroism. He sacrificed his personal identity, love, and ultimately his life, dying in obscurity. His final memories were filled with regret and longing, knowing that his true intentions might never be understood. Yet his legacy endures as a testament to the complexity of human nature and the power of redemption. 9. Merope Riddle. Merope Gaunt's life was a chain of tragedies. Born into a pure-blood family obsessed with blood purity, she was subjected to emotional abuse from her father and brother, who constantly belittled her. Without love or guidance, she became a lonely, desperate young woman. When she fell in love with Tom Riddle Sr., a muggle, she resorted to using a love potion to make him love her, hoping it would lead to happiness. But the enchantment could not last, and Tom abandoned her as soon as the spell broke, leaving her destitute and pregnant. In a moment of despair and hopelessness, she gave birth to her son in an orphanage, dying shortly after, leaving him to fend for himself. Her tragic choices created a ripple effect, eventually leading to her son becoming the Dark Lord, Voldemort. 8. Lily and James Potter. James and Lily Potter's lives were filled with love, courage, and sacrifice, but tragically cut short by the very forces they fought against. Both were bright, talented students at Hogwarts, where their paths first crossed. Though James initially came off as arrogant, Lily saw a different side to him over time, a loyal and brave young man committed to fighting for what was right. Their love grew amidst a world darkened by Voldemort's rise, leading them to join the Order of the Phoenix to resist the growing threat of the Dark Lord and his followers. Shortly after their marriage, Lily and James became parents to a son, Harry, who brought joy and hope into their lives. However, their happiness was marred by a prophecy that foretold Voldemort's downfall at the hands of a child born in July, leading the Dark Lord to target Harry. Learning of the prophecy, the couple went into hiding, relying on the Fidelius charm to protect themselves. They chose a close friend, Peter Pettigrew, as their secret keeper, entrusting him with their lives and the life of their son. Tragically, Peter betrayed them, revealing their location to Voldemort. In a single night, their lives were shattered. James, unarmed, confronted Voldemort in a desperate attempt to protect his family, but was killed almost instantly. Lily, however, was given a chance to step aside and live, but she refused to abandon her son. In an act of ultimate sacrifice, Lily placed herself between Harry and Voldemort, giving her life to protect him. Her sacrifice invoked ancient magic, creating a powerful protection around Harry that would save him from the killing curse. Their deaths were sudden and brutal, leaving behind a legacy of love and courage, but also a world of heartbreak for those who survived them. James and Lily's love and bravery became symbols of resistance and hope, though they never lived to see the peace they fought for. 7. Neville Longbottom. Neville's life is often overlooked, but his story is profoundly painful. Raised by his grandmother after his parents were tortured to insanity by Bellatrix Lestrange, Neville grew up haunted by their memory. He visited his parents in St. Mungo's Hospital, hoping for a recognition that never came. Seeing his parents alive yet mentally destroyed was a unique type of grief, one that shaped his resilience and compassion. Constantly underestimated and often bullied, Neville found his strength within. His transformation from a timid boy to a brave leader was one of the most inspiring arcs in the series, driven by the silent strength he carried from his painful past. 6. Nymphadora Tonks. Tonks was a beacon of light, with her vibrant personality and talent as a metamorph magus. Despite the challenges she faced as a young Auror in a war-torn society, she managed to find happiness with Remus Lupin, who initially resisted the relationship due to his werewolf curse. Together they defied the odds and built a life, even welcoming a son, Teddy. However, the war was unforgiving. She was tragically killed in the Battle of Hogwarts, leaving her young son orphaned. Her life, though short, was filled with love and courage, yet it ended in a way that was heartbreakingly unfair. A young woman, a mother, a warrior, taken too soon. 5. Ariana Dumbledore. Ariana's story is a painful and hidden part of the Dumbledore family. As a young girl, she was attacked by Muggle boys who discovered her magical abilities. This traumatic event shattered her mind and spirit, causing her magic to turn inward, resulting in her becoming an obscurial. Her condition forced her family to keep her hidden, and she became a tragic recluse. After her mother's accidental death, Ariana was left in the care of her brothers, Albus and Aberforth. But their lives unraveled in a violent confrontation that ended in Ariana's death. Her death left a scar on her brothers, particularly Albus, who bore the guilt and shame of her loss throughout his life, adding a layer of tragedy to his story. 4. Andromeda Tonks. Andromeda Tonks' story is one of silent strength. As a member of the Black family, she was raised in a pure-blood society, but chose to marry a Muggle-born, Ted Tonks, leading to her disownment. Despite her family's rejection, she built a life filled with love and acceptance. However, the Second Wizarding War took everything from her. She lost her husband, her daughter Nymphadora, and her son-in-law Remus. By the end of the war, Andromeda was left alone to raise her grandson, Teddy, as a single, grieving grandmother. Her resilience in the face of such overwhelming loss and her determination to provide Teddy with a loving home speaks volumes about her strength. 3. Rubeus Hagrid. Hagrid's life has been filled with hardship and loneliness. As the son of a giantess and a human, he was born with a heritage that made him an outcast in both worlds. When his mother left, Hagrid's father raised him alone, but his father's death during Hagrid's school years left him an orphan. At Hogwarts, he was falsely accused of opening the Chamber of Secrets, leading to his expulsion and lifelong stigma. Unable to complete his magical education, Hagrid lived on the fringes of wizard society, constantly judged for his giant blood and lack of formal magic. Yet, despite everything, he remains one of the kindest, most loyal characters, a testament to his inner strength and capacity for love. 2. Sirius Black. Sirius Black's life was marked by betrayal, isolation, and loss. Born into the pure-blood Black family, he grew up surrounded by prejudice and dark magic, yet he rejected these beliefs, becoming the black sheep of the family. At Hogwarts, Sirius found a true family in his friends, James Potter, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew. He and James became like brothers, and together with Remus and Peter, they formed the Marauders, creating a bond that Sirius believed would never break. As Voldemort rose to power, Sirius joined the Order of the Phoenix to fight him. When James and Lily went into hiding to protect their son, Harry, Sirius offered to be their secret keeper. At the last moment, he suggested they use Peter, believing it would be safer. Tragically, Peter betrayed them to Voldemort, leading to their deaths. Blamed for their betrayal and framed for the murder of 12 Muggles by Peter, Sirius was imprisoned in Azkaban without trial. For 12 years, he suffered under the Dementors, who forced him to relive his friends' deaths. His only comfort was knowing he was innocent, which helped him resist the Dementors' despair. Sirius escaped when he discovered Peter was alive, hiding as Ron Weasley's pet rat. Desperate to clear his name and protect Harry, he went into hiding. Reuniting with Harry, Sirius became a father figure to him, but he lived a life of isolation, hunted by the Ministry of Magic and unable to live freely. In a final act of loyalty, Sirius fought alongside Harry at the Department of Mysteries, where he was struck by a curse from his cousin, Bellatrix Lestrange, and fell through the veil, disappearing forever. His sudden death meant he never achieved justice, freedom, or the chance to fully support Harry. Sirius Black died misunderstood and wronged, his life marked by shattered loyalties and relentless loss. Despite all he endured, he remained fiercely loyal and courageous to the end, fighting for the friends and family he loved deeply. 1. Remus Lupin. Remus Lupin's life was a tale of resilience amidst tragedy, shaped by the stigma of his condition and the loss of those he loved. Born to Lyle and Hope Lupin, he was bitten by a werewolf as a child after a chance encounter with the creature while on holiday. This traumatic event marked him for life, forcing him to navigate the world as a werewolf, facing prejudice and fear from society. Growing up, Remus struggled with the realities of his condition. His parents were supportive, doing everything they could to help him manage his transformations, but their efforts couldn't shield him from the cruelty of others. At Hogwarts, he found friendship in James Potter, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew. Together they became the Marauders, creating a magical map and enabling Remus to transform into a werewolf safely during the full moon. Their unwavering friendship provided him with a sense of belonging, a rare comfort in his otherwise lonely life. Despite this camaraderie, Remus faced challenges as an adult. After graduating, he found it difficult to secure stable employment due to the stigma attached to werewolves. He took a teaching position at Hogwarts as the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor, where he finally found a place where he could thrive. He shared his knowledge and experiences with his students, particularly Harry Potter, and tried to teach them about acceptance and understanding. Tragedy struck when he lost many of his closest friends during the First and Second Wizarding Wars. The deaths of James and Lily Potter devastated him, leaving him to carry the weight of their loss and the guilt of surviving. Later, he watched as Sirius was killed in battle, further deepening his grief. In the end, Remus's story was one of love and sacrifice. He found happiness when he married Nymphadora Tonks, a fellow member of the Order of the Phoenix, and they had a son, Teddy. However, their joy was short-lived. During the final battle at Hogwarts, both Remus and Tonks were killed, leaving their son an orphan. Remus Lupin's life was characterized by his struggle against prejudice, the pain of loss, and his unwavering loyalty to his friends and family. Despite the tragedies he endured, he remained a symbol of courage, compassion, and hope for acceptance in a world fraught with fear. These 10 characters reveal the price of bravery and the resilience that comes with profound suffering. Their stories show us that heroism often comes at a personal cost, but it is this very suffering that makes each of them unforgettable in the wizarding world.